spray to all over my hair, and then I'm just going to brush them through to make sure that there are no tangles. Placing my pinkies against my ears, and I'm just going to follow that line up onto the top of my head and just grab all that front section. You want to make sure that you're really grabbing all the hair from that invisible line forward and that you're not missing any strands of hair behind. Since I'm going to be working with the front sections at the end, I'm just going to secure that on top of my head using elastic. So we're gonna be working with the back section first, so I'm just splitting both sections in half, and then I'm grabbing a 1-inch strand of hair and I'm just wrapping it around the curling wand. And I'm using a 1-inch tapered curling wand, and I just want to make sure that my hair is laying flat on the wand. That way we're going to get these polished waves. So I'm just going to be leaving the piece of hair around the wand for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then I'm just going to release it into my hand, and I'm just going to wait for it to cool a little bit before releasing it completely. That way the curl is really going to last longer. So I'm just going to repeat the same steps. So I'm just taking a 1-inch hair section and then wrapping it flat against the barrel away from my face. Then I'm just going to wait 10 to 15 seconds for the hair to curl and then release it into my palm, waiting for it to cool down before releasing it completely. So basically the only thing you need to think about is to wrap your hair flat against the barrel and to always wrap it away from your face. To the other side, we're just repeating the exact same thing, again wrapping the hair away from our face, and we're going to do that to all of the hair. And I was just kind of freaking out at this point because my hair looks super short when it's curled compared to when it's straight, but yeah, it doesn't really matter because when we brush it out at the end, we're going to get that length back. Section is curled, I'm just going to move on to hairspray, and you really don't want to be afraid to put too much of that because it's really going to help you to hold the curls all night long. So I'm just going to coat my hair and also tug it to make it a little bit more voluminous, and then I'm just grabbing my hairbrush and I'm just going to gently brush the curls out. And you really want to be gentle with this, and then you're just going to run your fingers and kind of place it the way you want it. To work on the front, so I'm just going to release the hair and create a deep side part with my hair. Then I'm just going to brush through the hair to make sure that there are no tangles again, and then I'm going to start curling the hair. So you want to grab again about 1-inch section and wrap it towards your face this time, flat against the barrel as before. So instead of going away from the face, we're going to curl the hair towards our face, and that's what's going to give it this vintagey look. So I'm just waiting again for a couple seconds and then releasing the hair into my palm. And you really want to make sure that you're letting the hair cool into your hand before releasing it completely. So I'm just going to repeat the same steps to all of the front sections, curling flat against the barrel and towards my face. To the very front section, I'm going to wrap it as usual, but then when I release it, instead of letting it cool into my hand and then releasing it, I'm just going to take a pin and pin it flat against my head. And this is really going to help the curl set. Then moving on to the other side, I'm just going to brush my hair and then grabbing a 1-inch section again and wrapping it flat against the barrel towards my face. And you really want to keep in mind that you want to wrap towards your face, because otherwise you're not going to get that vintage look. So I'm just going to do that with all the section until I reach the very front sections. When you get to the very front pieces of your hair, we're going to work from that S-like wave that they have. So I'm just going to split the bangs in two and working with the back. You want to make sure that there are no tangles. And then you're going to wrap the hair flat against the barrel, going towards your forehead. And this is really going to create some volume in the front. So again, you want to wait for the hair to curl and then release it into your hand. Once you release the hair, you just want to pin it flat against the head so that the curl can really set and be voluminous and bouncy. Moving on to the very front piece, we're going to repeat the exact same thing that we just did. So we're going to wrap the hair towards the forehead, wait for it to curl, and then release it into our hand and pin it flat against our head. Once you're done curling and that you burnt yourself a couple of times, it's now time to release the curls. So as you can tell, when you take the pin off, it's really going to create that bouncy curl. So I'm just going to set the curls using some hairspray, and you really want to apply it to the roots. That way it's going to give you some volume. And then it's time to release the top section. So you just want to make sure that they're keeping their shapes. You want to apply tons of hairspray, and you really want to make sure that you're spraying the roots. Then for the very front piece of hair, you want to kind of lift it and then spray it there at the roots. Then we're going back to our brush, and you're really going to gently brush out the curls, and you're also going to use your fingers to kind of shape the curl the way you want it, and you're just going to do that on both sides. Get to the very front part, I'm kind of brushing the hair backwards to give it that lifted vintage look, and you also really want to work with your fingers to place the curl the way you want it. Then I'm going back to the back sections of my hair, and I'm just brushing all the hair together and kind of placing it the way that I want it. To give it that typical old Hollywood glam look, I'm just going to take some bobby pins and pin the hair behind my ear so that it doesn't move. Then I'm going to apply some oil to my hair, so I'm just going to apply 2 drops into my hands, rub them together, and then apply it to my whole length. And this is really going to help to tame those frizzy pieces, and it's also going to help me get this sleek look that I'm going for. And that's it for this hair tutorial. Now you have this old Hollywood vintage curls, and I just think that this hairstyle is super sexy and gorgeous, and it's just perfect for the holidays. Today's tutorial. If you recreate this look, I would love to see it, so definitely send me a picture either on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. My links are always down below. If you love this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel using the button down below. Thanks again for watching, and I wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye!